that you, Tony?
I'm in, buddy.
Okay, well, we're just lighting this puppy up on YouTube, so we're live here in about 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Okay, we're live. Hey, bud, there you are. Got that mean look, man. Okay, let's let this thing warm up a little bit. Get some people on here. So William was gonna leave tomorrow, but he decided to stay down for a while in Nashville and keep working it. I think we'll cover a little bit of this on the call. I think a little bit of, not knowing exactly what to do, getting your arms wrapped around everything. It's taken them a couple, 3 days or 4 days. But I think that William is 100% there, and he's got some people he's going to be training up over the, last day or so, and then, over the next couple of days, and they'll hit it really hard. So get us over the hump.
Perfect.
So I was just telling William, that's what I consider a leader, one that will go all the way in and then some, because he was scheduled to go back home, but I think that'd be good. So we're getting a few people on right now.
I don't see.
You should also know that I told my my household that Bob and Tony has a tennis match that I must attend. So you should know that. Just know the alibi.
Let's give them a real story. We all decided let's go to the Super Bowl, and we're down in Tampa right now.
That'd be one way to do it. I don't know how many people they're going to let in.
Yeah, I saw where the governor wanted to turn the whole place up, because the numbers don't prove out the spread of COVID in outdoors, situations.
Yeah.
It's crazy. My sister and my sister's husband got COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're not. Yeah, my sister's a year older than me, and her husband's like 10 years older than her. But they went down. They called their doctor, and then obviously she was not feeling good. He's asymptomatic.
Okay.
So they called the doctor. The doctor said, "Get down here. You're not feeling well. It sounds like you might have COVID." So they did a COVID test, and then they sent them both to another hospital where that treatment that Trump got.
Yeah.
So they got an intravenous feeding for an hour, and that was yesterday morning. Last night I was talking to my sister. She said she's already starting to feel better.
Good news.
Pretty amazing,
Yeah, it's good. They're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, but
some folks are saying the chat's not working.
yeah, I know. We're just noticing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I threw a test in. It's letting us. Let's see. Let me see if I can.
Yeah. Did you try to get it turned on?
Looks like it's coming. Whatever Amy did, it's working.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, there it is. It's coming on now.
I'm magical.
Just thought about it.
I see Ruby. Aloha. Juan, how are you? Dwayne, I just want to shout out to you, man. You're doing a phenomenal job in Nashville. I got to tell you, Dwayne's our go-to guy. He signed up. Not only does he sign up restaurants, he goes and fixes other people's sign-ups, gets them online. He's just a great ambassador for the company.
He knows how to do the merchant panel.
Yeah, he knows it all.
He probably knows it better than we do.
Yeah, I'm sure. Ron, good morning. Eric Fletcher, how you doing, buddy? Michael, how you doing? Juan, so everybody's starting to jump on. James Jones, Bruno, Joe Jones is on. Good morning. George Graham, our guy. George just got 300 stores from restaurant merchants or managers the other day.
Way to go.
Yeah, I was on a call with him yesterday for about 10 minutes, and he's on fire.
Oh, Kevin and Laurel in Tucson. Just
Oh,
signed
yeah.
up another restaurant in Tucson.
Get going, Tucson. We could open you next.
When we'll come visit.
Yeah, we love Tucson. Yeah. Hey, Leonard, how you doing, buddy? Paul, Scott, Okay, well, let's get started. Let me go through some housekeeping stuff first, and then I'm going to turn over to William. William's our guest. William's headed up, as you guys probably know, Nashville, and he flew in from DC. He's kind enough to take his time and get down there and support the company, help build. I have to tell you, Bill, William's been here since almost day one, and he's had this belief in this company. Like he says, it's in his DNA, and it's in my DNA, so that makes us brothers. And he's just killing it. And then George, same thing down in my Miami area. He's DNA in his system too. So we got people that are really dedicated to make this work. And some of the things I'm going to talk about might be a little sensitive. Some of the things are good things. So, I like just being straight up, so everybody knows where we're at. And then we can correct things. If you sweep it under the rug, it doesn't work. So I'm gonna get into a few areas that are a little sensitive. Don't take this personal, although you might, but I'm not going to say anything by anybody's name. But just look, these are all corrective things. These are all about how to build a business, and more importantly, how to build a brand. And if you guys would take a few minutes, and I would advise you to do this. Just go online, type in brands, brand protection, brand building, anything like that, and learn what branding really means. So, but fundamentally, when you get down to brands and you're building a brand, there's one thing that you do with your brand, and that's build trust who's ever using your brand. If you can't build trust, you'll lose that customer. They'll never come back to you. It'll be the hardest thing you ever did. Right now we're new, so we have the benefit of the doubt that they trust us. We're a new brand. Yes, oh yeah, you're a startup. Yes, you're this. Yes, you're that. But they will trust you if you do it right. And I'm going to give you some examples, some things that really happened in the last couple of days that are pretty phenomenal. And they're one restaurant lit a match day before yesterday. And I'm going to explain to you what that means in a minute. So brand protection is really important. So one of our guys, I'm not going to name who it is, did a GoFundMe account and funded his way to get to Nashville. On the face of it, it sounds pretty clever. However, he used our brand without permission, because if you ever use our brand, you need to write us, email us, and ask permission to use it. We need to see what you're going to use it in, and more than likely we'll approve it. We may say, hey, make this correction, that correction. But the GoFundMe page looks like Trip Delivers set the page up and asked to help this guy like we were broke and we couldn't afford to send our guy to Nashville. And that's a big no-no. It's and he got a little bit of money from, actually William sent him a little money. Most of the, other people in the company sent him a little money, but that's got to come down. And we can't do this kind of stuff unless the company approves it. We have to protect this brand at all costs. And then a couple things on support. So I'm going to say this again. Our system that we're on, the platform we're on, is doing 1 million deliveries and rides a month on that platform. So, and this company has been around 10 plus years, and they have over 1,000 engineers in their company. That means programmers. So when you call or you send in an email, but you send it to everybody in our company that the app is broken or this is broken, it's not. It's user error. 100% of the time that somebody comes in and says the app is broken, it's not. The apps don't break. We're on the same platform as the platform that's running 1 million deliveries and rides a month. So we can't have it. So it's user error. So what I'm trying to tell you is be smart about when you go on your app and try to figure out what went wrong, because it's not the app. So what we found out is it was user error. That person actually had a second account. And if you go through the TNCs, and I've said this before, one account and one account only. That's the way you run the game, okay? You can't have multiple accounts. So let me tell you, one of the biggest reasons not to have a multiple account is there's no way in hell, unless you're a super salesperson that really understands how to build, can you run multiple accounts. You just can't. You're not that good. Nobody is. Okay. So I learned one, if you guys ever saw, what was there was a movie, and it was,
Charades here.
no, it was, no, it was with Billy Crystal, and they went out on a
Oh, City Slickers.
City Slickers. If you ever watched there actually is a point in that movie where, I forget the old guy's name.
Curly.
Curly,
Yeah.
where he goes like this, and they want to know, and they want to, yeah. Well, I'm getting older. I forget all these movies because they're so long ago. But he pointed and he goes, one thing, and they wanted to know what the one thing is. And basically, the one thing is focus on what you got in front of you, and you will be successful. If you focus on 5, 6 things, you will never be successful. I've actually tried that, and I was horribly unsuccessful at it. Just one thing, if you could just do one thing right. So take your, back office, your business account, and only have one. And then you can plow all those people into one where you're going to make way more money than if you try to manage 2. So, so what that did, it made us start looking in the back, looking around, and we found there are a number of people that have multiple accounts. That's a big no-no. So we're going to get back to you people, and we're going to shut those accounts off. And there's other issues with that. There are regulatory issues, all kinds of stuff goes along with it. You guys don't think about. We have to be a responsible, company in the way we manage our business. We can't afford to have us look like we're flim flam or we're this or that. We have to be very, very, buttoned down and squared away as a business in order to do what? In order to track customers, order to track drivers, order to track restaurants, and also in order to track capital. I mean, that's the biggest single thing. The biggest thing we can do for this company, all of us, because now you're all becoming shareholders through stock option plan, which nobody does. You tell me Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, or any of those guys, did anybody make any money in those companies when they went public or where they're bought? No, only the senior management. That was it. You guys have an opportunity to earn stock. Well, I worked on a new plan. I got to talk to Tony, which I'll be on the phone with him after this call. And we're going to talk about running another promotion. I want to put as much stock in your pocket as we possibly can, but I can only do it through smart marketing, the way we want to go to market. So it's really important to understand how to protect the brand. And in the future, we have a process. You don't need to copy every executive when you're in a panic on a problem. Just go to support. We have support. We'll get back to you they might get back to you in 10 minutes or might be a few hours, depends how busy they are. Okay. So use support at Trip Delivers. We have people on there all the time. The other thing is, I know that Williams Group did a test order in one of the restaurants. We don't need to do test orders. The system is working for millions of orders. We're already getting orders. There's no need to do any of that kind of stuff. We just have to start looking at the business. And just so you know, our order system is managed by a human being 24 hours a day. So anytime there's an order goes through, there's somebody on the other end in our company managing that sees the order come in. They actually, because we're so new, we follow up with the restaurant immediately and call them when the order comes in to make sure they got it. And then we try to hunt down a driver because most of the drivers don't have their apps on, or the ones that do are sleeping.
Yeah,
so
we've actually got Rodney out of bed before.
yeah, Rodney's gotten out of bed at, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night, and he'll go do a delivery.
I can get it, but I got to get dressed first.
Yeah. So, all those things, we're going to all laugh at all this stuff by, next year. We're going to, and I can tell you every business that I've ever started, we get to laugh about a year later into it because how goofy we were, all the dumb mistakes we made, all that kind of stuff. But that's okay. So, but anyway, what I'm trying to tell you guys, we have a process in this company and use it. It's there for a reason. There's a lot smarter people than all of us on this call that built that system that's doing, like I said, 1 million deliveries a month along with rideshare. So don't go around the process. Just use the process. And I have to tell you, I have signed up personally on every piece of this business. If you right now, if you looked in my back office, I'm a rider because I signed up, a driver because I signed up as a driver. I put all my paperwork in. When
And I had him do that
Yeah.
because you guys on this call were complaining that the driver sign up was too hard. And I could not figure out, how can I make this easier? So I said, look, Bob, not that I'm insulting you, but
Yeah.
Bob's not the greatest on his phone. So I said, can you go and do this driver sign up and tell me, how would you make it easier? And so he a couple times said, well, what do I do? I said, no, don't ask me. I need you to do it because I need to understand what these people think is hard. He did 5 minutes.
Yeah, little
And he
less than
said-
5 minutes. I couldn't believe how
He
easy
said,
it was.
what is hard about this? I said, exactly. I don't know.
So anyway, the stuff is not that hard. Restaurant sign up is easy. All you do is fill in the blocks. You know, it's pretty simple. Just read, first name, last name, you
That
know.
brings up the paper.
Yeah, so one of the things we're doing, we're trying to make it easier. So we, on the marketer page, when you sign up, it says click here to pay. There's a line, so you touch it with your finger if you're on your phone or click on it. So we're trying to do some things easier. We have a front page that we put together for the driver sign up. That should be up in the next day or so.
Yeah, it's submitted to the App Store.
Do you have a
waiting
copy of
for
it?
approval. Yeah, but what I was saying, there's no paper signups.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
merchants.
Yeah, hold on a
You know,
second.
hold on.
I want to read what we're doing on the front page. And then also, just an FYI, we got hacked about 8 or 9 days ago in our bank account. And then,
And on our
and then also on our test. And then also through Twilio, we got hammered for, I don't know,
Normal.
500,000 hits through Twilio, somebody trying to hack into the system. So we put curbs in for, and we're probably going to have to go, what's that called?
we're gonna have to put in a CAPTCHA.
CAPTCHA probably on the, when you come back to sign in,
they
because
said it
it's the
will
only
be-
way we can stop it. They can just change numbers even though you block them. So we're probably gonna have to put that in. But yeah, and we actually know, or at least we think we know who may be doing this.
But it means we're very popular.
Yeah. So this is what
That's the page.
you'll see. I hope you can see that. Can you get
Bring it up to the camera.
up here?
Yeah, higher. There you go.
So this is what you're going to see before you sign in to fill out the driver paperwork. And I'll just read it to you. And so it just says, attention, drivers only. This is a notice for you to be 100% sure you want to be a driver. Once you start the process of signing up, you will need to complete the application process. Incomplete signups will delay you from proceeding with trip. Please have the following available before you start the process. And it says, what happened to this? That's jumbled up. It'll say the 4 things you need, which is driver's license, insurance, all the paperwork, a lively shot of your face.
Basically, if you're not going to drive,
Yeah, don't sign up.
you do not go past this page. You uninstall the driver app. You're never going to drive. No, you don't have to have that app. That
No.
is only for drivers. There's no reason for you to have it.
Yeah.
And my question is, I order on all these people, Uber Eats, Postmates. I've never once downloaded their driver app. Because you know why? Because I'm not driving.
Yeah. So also it says, click the box before you start the driver sign up process. So that
Because
way
what happens if
it
you
makes
go,
you create an action for yourself.
right? So if you go past this page, the next page is going to be, that's not going to be there. This was a test.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is just to show us what it looks like.
Okay.
That's the reason. But if you go past this page, then you get to the driver sign up. And then what happens if you don't want to be a driver, then you say, oh, I don't want to be here. But what happens is the way the apps are set up, it's already put us in our system, like this person's a driver. And it's causing a whole lot of,
Yeah, it's causing a lot of problems. And the only way we can undo it when it gets messed up like that is have the programmers involved.
yeah, we have, no, Evelyn and I can do it,
Now,
but they have to contact us.
yeah.
And so instead of having to do that, we're putting this page to deter. There's nothing to see here.
But these are the things we're finding we need to do. So that's what we're trying to do, is make it easier for you guys to run your business. The reality is we need to, our goal, Tony's, my goal was to get 100 to 150 new restaurants signed up through the month of February. So we got to really step on the gas to make that happen. Once we get the 150 more restaurants, then you'll see us start to market. If we start marketing right now on the consumer side, you're just throwing money away. And I tried to explain that to a number of our drivers, and you guys have to trust us. First of all, you got a guy that's in the company, Tony, who's got more experience by himself than collectively all you guys have in the real world of building a company like this. So we have systems and procedures in place for a reason, and we have a strategy in place for a reason. And it's not to burn. Look, we're not the guy that has $1 billion in cash, so I can be stupid and make mistakes like that. In fact, this morning I was reading an article, and just so you know, not everybody's got it right. Now, how smart you think everybody is, just nobody has a license on stupidity, a non-license on stupidity. Believe me. This morning there was an article that Elon Musk did an interview on, and they asked him what happened because he's had 2 failed rockets go down in flames over the last 2 months. And he said, really simple, we were dumb. So it's the same thing. We're dumb too. It doesn't matter how smart you are. But one thing we do know is how to get up a restaurant. Our technology is rock solid. We know how to go to market. Believe me, I've been marketing for 45 years, and I've done some of the most creative marketing you can even imagine that we've gotten awards for over the years. And I'm talking about going against big guys. So we're going to get real creative when we do these marketing things, and it might be a little bit off the wall, but they'll probably be more about humor than anything else. We may attack our competition. Okay, we may do a lot of stuff. I like going against the competition. I think it's really important that we do that.
Lori said thank you. She actually has 11 people that are in that situation right now. The driver, they went over to the driver and they don't want to be a driver.
Yeah.
So Lori is saying thank you for putting in that thing.
So anyway, I want to turn it over to William so he can give you some of his thoughts and what he's observed and what he's doing to help us, get this thing on the road in Nashville and really build a business. So William, you want to jump on this?
Yes, I will. I want to say good morning to everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you may be. I always want to thank our CEO, Robert McNulty, for the invite and the opportunity to be able to have this fine platform to work from. We're having a great time in Nashville. I'll start out with that. When I first arrived, I had no idea what to expect. But upon arrival, I was intrigued and I was very happy and eager to see a lot of construction and development. Okay. Anytime that I go into a city, for whatever reason, because my background is construction, if I can count the number of cranes in a skyline and I can count 20 to 25 development cranes for construction, I'm getting excited. When I'm seeing mixed-use development, multifamily structures throughout, that's another reason to get excited. Meeting the Nashville team here, boots on the ground, has proven successful thus far. A lot of energy has been developed, and there's a lot of strategies that's being discussed so we can implement the strategies that we have so that we can build this market. But please understand, this is not a one-man effort. I come here with a team, Trip DMV, who's been very supportive of me to help bring this into fruition. And again, to implement these strategies. We've met with restaurant owners, new and existing. The new restaurant owners that we've met with are very excited to hear what we have to offer. And the other thing that I can realize and mention is here in Nashville, everybody, it appears, is on the same wavelength. They're very welcoming. They want to hear your story. And if you've got one, they want you to sit down and tell it. And telling the trip story is one that they can listen to and listen with a smile. So hearing that, you know, you guys should know that if you ever consider coming to Nashville, this is definitely a place you want to be. I mean, I can go on and on for days. It's just a lot of enthusiasm. The Nashville team is very happy to have us here. They've expressed that. And, you know, as corporate has stated many times over, we will build this market. I'm absolutely certain of it. Consumer download, many, many tens of thousands of consumer downloads will take place momentarily. As I plan to extend my trip here, we have a plan that we want to run by corporate that we could use to execute. But again, not to be too long-winded or take up too much of the Saturday platform, I can confirm that Nashville, Tennessee is a market to be reckoned with. This is where you want to be. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here. One quick thing I said I wanted to cover with you guys, which is important. And this is also, we're going to make up a document that has this in it. So we'll post it up in the back office. We'll try to get it made up over the weekend. I talked about this on a couple of calls about restaurant owners. And I said, soon as the restaurant owner really understands the value we bring, and it's just not the $2 or $3 pickup and delivery. It really is, if they're smart, they'll keep using the same pricing that they are using today with that 25 or 30% markup, and leave that pricing out there for the general public to use, and then put that 25, 30% in their pocket. That's more money at that 25 and 30%, and a little bit of that they make in profit if they do, it's huge for the restaurant owner. So we had a restaurant yesterday or the day before ask if we could, they said, can you just take our menu with our pricing and mark it up for us 30%? And then we said to them, we can, but we don't really want to get involved in marking your menu up because it's not what we do. I think William just dropped off for some reason. Oh, there he is. I said, we don't want to mark up your menu because if we screw it up, then we're at fault, right? So, but I said, what we can do is tell us which delivery system you're on, and we'll take that menu right off their website and we'll put it on our website. So we just copy and paste the CSV file and put it on their website. Bingo. Now they're going to make 30% per order instead of losing money per order. They were blown away. We need to teach everybody to, when they go sell a restaurant, hey, if you want to keep your same pricing and put that money in your pocket, it's okay with us. And we'll just scrape the, whatever off of whatever delivery site you're already up on. And that way you have to just copy and paste. This is huge because this catches fire. You have to understand what that will do to the competitor. It will freak them out because there's no way that they'll lose customers by just the sheer momentum that the restaurant owner gets to keep that 30% or 25%, whatever that number is.
And Dwayne did that this week with his first restaurant that he did that with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we were going back and forth with our restaurant team. We do have a restaurant team and a menu team that uploads the menus. The restaurant team reaches out to the restaurant to get them set up and get the iPad or whatever. And they were saying, we need to give you the menu, but you're going to do the pricing. And we finally got Bob involved. And Bob said, no, just get the pricing from Uber Eats and put the markup amount, and then the restaurant gets to keep the difference. And our restaurant team was like, wow, there's a reason Bob's the CEO.
Yeah. So, yeah, right. Sometimes I wish I wasn't. However, as we scale the business, I mean, just so you guys know, we have support everywhere. Let the system and the process take over. Don't try to change our process. Don't ask us to sign you up as a driver personally. Ask our
Make
people
me a
and
driver.
go ahead and sign me up. First of all, it's illegal if we sign you up that way, because you have to put in your information. If something happens and we put it in, and you get in a wreck or you have a problem or whatever, you can come back and say, well, they put it in and I didn't know what they were doing. That's why you got to put it in. You got to get approved. There's a process, but the process is not long. It's 5 minutes to sign up. And if you get lucky and you have no problems in the background search, it'll come back in 6 or 7 minutes that you're approved. If not, it might take, 8 or 10 hours. But right now, I think we've had very, very few rejections. And when I say very few, I mean, I think we have less than, I don't know, a handful of a few thousand have signed up and cleared the process. So that's a good thing. So it's not encumbered, but
And those people that don't get approved, we send them a message through the app. They get a push notification, multiple push notifications. They get text messages. They get 3 emails from the support, our verification team that is telling them, this is what's wrong. Your driver's license is expired. Your selfie is blurry. It tells them exactly what's wrong. And then they have to go back into the driver app. And for some reason, there's a lot of people that never go back in. I don't know. They don't have a driver's license that's valid. I have no idea what the reason is. But we give them about 9 notifications and we let them know. And then if they never come back, we put them kind of in a holding tank over there, because we don't want to kick them out, because we do have some of their information, but we're basically waiting for them to come back and finish the process.
So the best way to describe it when I say follow the process, just think of yourself as an airline pilot and you're on instruments and you're flying in the dark. You have to believe in those instruments, right? Same thing here. Just believe in the system. It'll take care of you. And there might be an anomaly here and there or some screw up, but 98, 99% of the people, it's user error. One of the other things we found out yesterday or a couple of days ago, that 98% of our users right now are using iPhones. It's only 2%.
Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, there's only 2% of the people on Android, which I was shocked. So anyway, that just kind of gives you an overview of that stuff. Tony, you got anything you want to fly over?
Yeah, just a couple things. So Jerry Walker connected us up with Chowley. Good job there, brother. We had a good chat. I actually chatted with their vice president, and I should be having another conversation this coming week. If you're not familiar with Chowley, there's a couple different ways we can work with them, but one of the most important ways we can work with them is they're probably the most integrated company with POS systems in the restaurant industry. Yeah. And so a lot of restaurants, like we were chatting with the COO, thanks to Meredith and Fred, the COO of a restaurant conglomerate that's got restaurants in Nashville, Philly, DC, New York, they're all over the place. And they have one of their concepts is Adele's restaurant, the singer. So Adele's in the Gulch there in Nashville. And they use Chowley. Pretty much all their restaurants use Chowley. And so they've got Uber, they've got DoorDash, they've got Grubhub. All those pretty much push through Chowley. And so to add us in with point of sale integration is really easy if we work with Chowley. So I'm working on finalizing that. I'll get Bob all the paperwork and documents so he can check the boxes off and sign off on it. But that's a really big pickup. So Jerry Walker did a great job there making that connection. So we'll see what we can get done with Chowley. And then I've got a Monday meeting with Verb Marketing. They're coming along fairly nicely. I've been testing the app. Paul Michael's testing the app as well. There's a lot of great bells and whistles. Now we're kind of working with our programmers to connect the APIs up and make sure we can integrate completely with our back office. I'm going to be chatting with them Monday. I'm going to talk with them a little bit about replicating websites as well. And, things are coming along. Bottom line, we've got a few markets that are not open yet, but they're coming soon. And so Nashville is obviously, you know, kind of where we're spearheading. I would start keeping an eye on West Palm Beach. If you've got restaurants there, you can add. We've got drivers there. We've got people ready to go. We have a little customer base there as well. So West Palm should be on your radar if it's not already. So Nashville and West Palm are kind of the two cities I would focus on for now. And then I imagine within a week or two, I'll give you another location to start kind of, you know, pinpointing. That doesn't mean you should leave your own locations alone. You should definitely continue to add restaurants, drivers, marketers, do those things. But, you know, we've got some pilot markets that we really want to you know, focus on. That's why people like William and his team have made the trek down to Nashville. That's why Eric is down there in Nashville. I mean, he's from there, but that's why he's put in the work. And, you know, bottom line is we want these pilots to go well so we can figure out, you know, from an operations standpoint, there's going to be little things that maybe we didn't plan on, maybe we weren't ready for. So we want to figure those things out in these pilot locations. Once we do, we'll open the floodgates. We'll literally be able to open cities. The software will allow us, once we get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, the software will let us open 50 cities on the same day if we needed to. I've never been with a company that had the ability to do that, or the firepower within their marketers, their drivers, and their customer base to do it. Trip will have that type of firepower. So we can literally shake things up once we iron these things out. That's why Bob and William, myself, Eric, you know, we're all telling everybody, hey, anything you can do to help in Nashville, help us out. Anything you can do in West Palm to help us out. Because once we pilot these couple cities, then it's just spreading not only throughout the United States, but we'll spread through Canada, we'll spread through the globe. So it's definitely exciting for those of you that are boots on the ground in Nashville right now, and those of us that are not. Anything we can do to provide support, let us know.
Thanks, Tony. That's what we're talking about, is using support to your advantage. And, you know, Evelyn is amazing. You guys might know this, but she probably works 15 hours a day. I don't know where she gets the energy from. It's crazy. Because I mean, she'll be online at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, West Coast time. So that's midnight her time. And she's got a 3-year-old baby, you know, and she's managing that and all the other stuff. But she does one unbelievable job. One of the things I didn't talk about is Canada. I was on the phone day before yesterday with Mark Choi. He's the CEO at Ghost Kitchens, Canada and US both. We walked through our ability to service his stores, what our agreement, one-page agreement looks like. And also we went through his tech team, how he's got his tech team structured. So what would that mean to do the integration with him? So like all of us, you know, like our company, we can't take on multiple projects at a time because we're limited with resources. I mean, we have 6 to 9 programmers working for us, you know, 5 days a week, 12, 13 hours a day. Okay. It's not cheap to keep people on. So when you want to change, it's massive amount of dollars, because they don't charge us for one guy, they charge us for the whole team, right? Even though if it's a database guy or front end guy or UX guy, whatever it might be, we get charged for the whole team by the hour. And so we were on the phone with them. They're going to work out an integration plan for us probably over the next couple of weeks, which is just fine. I mean, we'll get up and get integrated with them pretty quickly. Then we have the restaurant, the Caribbean restaurant up there also that Tony and I think Ryan or maybe it's Koyat.
Yeah.
Koyat that brought that to the table. We'll get them online. So one of the things was holding us back, we've done some workarounds. So one of the things, we needed to open a bank account in Canada. So one of the problems is you got to be there in person to open the account. So that means I would have to fly up there, which is great. I love Canada, I love Toronto.
However,
it's really cold right now, so I don't love that. But I was prepared to go up there, but they have a quarantine. So if I would have stepped foot in the country, I'd have to go into quarantine immediately, which means I still wouldn't be able to get the bank account open. So we did a workaround. We finally figured out how to do a workaround on that. So that's already in process. We'll be up and running the next day or so. So that takes care of that problem. This, like I told you guys, the system is already up and running for Canada. It's all set up with kilometers and Canadian dollars and all of that. So it's the same interfacing you see here, only it's in Canadian dollars and all that kind of stuff. So that's already up and running. So there's no program due to light it up. We just have a few things we got to do. One is on the e-wallet. We got to get that set up for the Canadian market, and a couple little things. But I would say right now we're probably 2 weeks out from getting that ready to go and launching it because of some of the technical issues. But it's no big deal. I mean, we got plenty to do here in the States right now. I know Koyat's chomping at the bit, and I know Ryan's up there, and he probably wants to get going, but we're probably 2 weeks out. And these are all just technical issues, not technical that we have to fix something. It's technical we have to connect into their system up there. They have different banking restrictions and, than they do in the States. So we have to adhere to some of that stuff. So that's it on the, I think pretty much we've covered everything. We'll take a couple of questions and go from there. So what?
Jose has a really good question.
Okay.
If a restaurant has never used a third-party delivery company and they want to mark up their menus, do they have to do it, or will Trip Delivers do it for them?
So I don't know if you guys heard the question. If restaurants never use the third-party delivery system and they want to mark up their menu, could we help them do it? And the answer is absolutely. It doesn't take long. I can show them how to do a retail markup in a heartbeat. Our people, I can show them how to do it, and it's no big deal. So yes, we can do that for them.
James Jones, what is the incentive for a restaurant to sign up with Trip when they get orders from third-party companies, but they are not signed up to a third-party company nor pay any commission?
I don't understand the question.
So why should they sign up with us if they are already signed up with the other guys and they don't think they're paying anything?
Oh, okay. So first of all, they are paying. They're paying between 25, 30% markup on the food. That's for starters. They also have backside billing. I mean, it's not unusual to get another $1.50 tagged on, a service fee, or another, $5 on a fee or something like that. It's all over the place. And the reason they do that is to keep everybody off balance about pricing and how they run their business. But the net is, if somebody goes with us, they will save a significant amount of money. Tony did a scenario, I think, where a restaurant was paying $80,000 a year, and that's saying on the number of pickups based on the average price. And I think it was real world. He got a restaurant to give us their information, and we just translate it to us. And I think our price for the same amount of pickups was $14,000 or $15,000.
On 80,000, it would be even lower. It'd be closer to like 10,000 for us.
Yeah.
So 70,000.
Yeah. So the amount of money a restaurant saves, they're going to put that in their pocket. But also keep in mind the 25 or 30% markup, they can put that in their pocket if they choose to go with the same pricing. It's huge. This is a destroyer of every competitor out there. This one move, I don't know if you guys play chess or not, but this whole business is all about playing chess. You gotta, first of all, you gotta know you can win. So you gotta have a strategy to win. Then you get on the board and you start playing the board. And these are all things that make us uniquely positioned to be a dominant player in this industry. And I know some of you go like, oh, really? Yeah, oh, really? And you'll see it happen. If we can just get the restaurants to understand they put that 25, 30% in their pocket, it's game over. Because all of them virally will just change. We'll be getting phone calls. Hey, can we get on your system? Believe me, it's going to happen. It will absolutely happen. Nobody wants to give away their business and go out of business because they're being overcharged.
Zach Attack is new, and he wants to know, is Trip doing anything in Virginia Beach? I don't know. Are you?
Not yet, but we will be.
No, I mean, are you?
Oh, are you doing anything? Yeah. Are you doing anything?
Sided up the restaurants, not us.
Yeah. So go to work and start
Zach.
opening restaurants. But here's the thing, we probably have, and we just did some updates on videos, trainings, and that was all from Tony. He wanted to get some updated videos. I think we got all the 3 that you wanted, I think are done.
Yeah.
And
They're all loaded up in the Verb back office.
Yeah.
We'll get them all onto the website as well.
Yeah. So you guys have to become a student of the business. Do not go call on a company or restaurant if you don't know how the system works, what the pricing is, why the pricing model is, any of this stuff. If you go there, and I'm not gonna call out a name, but I'm gonna tell you an incident that happened in the last 2 days. One of our reps went into a restaurant and he told the restaurant he was our tech guy. So what happened? She asked a technical question and he couldn't answer it.
She said, can I set up promo codes in my merchant panel, which they can. We have nothing to do with that because that's their money. And this person said, no, you can't do that. So now the restaurant is extremely confused.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I was told I can do that.
Yeah. So you guys have to, if you want to win and make money, there is no compensation plan anywhere in the space that looks like ours, where you can literally make a lot of money. I talked to George Graham about this once a week because he feels like he hit the lotto. And I could imagine what he felt like when they sent him over the first 300 stores. I mean, I'd be out of my mind, you know? So you guys just become a student of the business. You have to be hungry. Look, at my age and all the deals I've done, I get up every morning hungry. I want to win, you know? And that's, Tony wants to win and William wants to win, but we can't win by ourselves. We're a team. We need a team of players to get on the field. We have all the tools, and the tools are in training. I've said this to you guys for the last 2 years. We're going to build training programs for you to win with, but how can you win if you've never looked at the training?
And let me also show you something. This also tells me that the tech person never even looked at our app. So here's the consumer app. This is where you would go to order. See, I changed the location because it goes by location services. So it shows Las Vegas. We don't have any restaurants here. So I changed it to Nashville. See, there's all the restaurants. So over here on the side, there's a little filter. I don't know if you can see that. It's tiny. So on the filter, hold on. See where it says offers discount? So if you check that, it would show all the restaurants that are offering a discount. So currently there's none. But, you know, there's people that are on here that are shopping, that are, you know, looking for cheap food. So they're going to go there and look if it offers a discount. There's delivery, there's pickup. You can sort by time. I mean, there's so many things on this app. But if you don't go on there and learn how to use it, it's, you know, pointless.
And if you learn how to use it, then you can tell your restaurant when you're signing them up, oh, by the way, you can put a special in, you can do this. Here's the 5 things that help you build your business. You can put coupons. All those things matter to the restaurant because it's a burden for them to do this stuff. But if you show them how to do it, you know, and maybe you might get more involved in their business and say, hey, yeah, I'll come in, you know, once a month, we'll set up promotions and maybe it takes you an hour a month, but you're making bank off that restaurant every order, you know? So those are the things you got to think about. How do I play at a different level that I've been playing at before? It's like if you're, you know, an amateur, but you want to become a pro, you know, to be a pro in anything, you have to put your time in, and time is sacrifice. So something's got to give. That's the same thing I was talking about. If you have 2 back offices or 2 accounts, how do you manage both? You don't. Yeah. You know, same thing, get single focused. I remember the book I told you guys to read. If I was everybody on this call, I'd go out and buy that book. It's by Reese. It's called Focus. It's not that big a book to read. If you read that and practice that, you win. If you don't, you're going to lose because you don't have a skill set. You know, Tony knows. I mean, Tony could probably pick a guy out in a pickleball tournament before he walks on the court, whether he's going to be a tough opponent or what level of play, because he could just watch the guy's mechanics. Okay. Same thing here. It's mechanics. It's got to get ingrained in your body, in your brain. And that's through training every day. And I can't harp on it enough. But if you want to win and be a winner, then go learn.
Okay, so let me explain this again about the promo code.
Yeah.
Was it not clear?
No.
We do not, Trip Delivers, when I say we do not put promo codes out there because we don't touch their money. We got nothing to do with that, right? They order the food, the money goes to the restaurant, the money goes to the driver. We get the $2 or $3 fee. That's it. So we can't say free delivery because that would be taking the money from the restaurants or the drivers. Right. So I don't know who this doing business is. They're saying, so Trip Delivers has to do that. No, the restaurant
See,
in their merchant
this
panel.
is all about learning our business model.
And there is a playlist on YouTube that is for merchants, but really it's for you because you're the one signing up the restaurant. So you need to know how your merchant panel works because you're going to help the restaurant. You should be a pro at that, just like Dwayne. Dwayne is our Nashville pro. We send him around to all the restaurants. So there is a video back there on YouTube. I think it doesn't have that many views. You need to go on there. I know Evelyn's going to do another training on it on Monday because we know now that nobody's looking at this. The restaurant is the only one that can do their promo code.
So understand this, what Amy just said, because our business model is different by design, we don't control anything of the restaurant. We don't control the menu markup. We don't control promotions. We don't control anything. That's how we can run our business more efficiently because we're not involved in those kind of processes, which means we have to staff up and bring people on and train our people, and they're going to intersect with the restaurant, and then they're going to take over and do all this stuff. We don't want to do that. That's one of the costs that these guys endure. And I'm telling you, it's a huge cost that they have. So keep in mind that money flows. If somebody orders from a restaurant, that money flows from that customer directly to the restaurant's account. So we're not in between anywhere. So the chargeback doesn't come to us, none of this stuff. If you're a smart business guy though, or gal, and you set up a restaurant or 100 restaurants, you'll want to be in those restaurants all the time helping those customers. You know, and it's not that big a time consuming. And if you're smart, what you would do before you even went in, you'd figure out, oh, you know, you're going to go in. So maybe the night before you sit down and you get out a yellow pad and you write up, oh, maybe they should do a 10% or 20% off on a coupon, whatever. And you walk into the restaurant and you show them, here's a little coupon I put together. Maybe you want to run this, you know, and it comes right off of their bill, not ours. But you're there to support them. And the reason why you want to support them, you're making money off that guy all day long, every day. You might be at the beach and you just knocked out, you know, $4 or $5 out of that one restaurant. Now think about it. You know, if you had 100 restaurants or 50 restaurants, what that means, or in the case of George, could be a couple thousand restaurants. You know, George will not only be on the beach, he'll be on a beach down in some other place like Tahiti or something. Yeah, he'll be buying an island. So those are the things you guys need to study up on, how our business model works. And if you don't do that, then you're not going to be very successful.
And even with the referral links, one of the things Dwayne was doing with his restaurants, and this is totally organic because he is helping the restaurant to make their QR code
right,
so that they can put cards in their every single delivery, whoever it is that's taking them. They can also put something for pickup. You scan my QR code. This is my new delivery app. All those, they're organic customers that are already ordering from that restaurant. They're pushing Trip Delivers. Their customers are going to start using Trip Delivers.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. You got to get in the game. And if you're not going to get it 100% the first day out the door, but just keep improving on it, you know, ask questions. There's no dumb questions. I mean, I had this whole conversation with George, and George is working to get himself up to speed on how business actually works. And he's been reading books, and he had a series of questions he asked me the other day. And one of the things that he had mentioned is the dumb question is the one you don't ask, right? It's not the one you ask, it's the one you don't ask, because there is no dumb questions if you're asking it.
There's a really interesting question that I have for you.
Okay.
And that we have discussed this week. So people are talking about menu scrapers on other apps where these other apps put their menus on and then they send orders and then they go and pick it up and they get, basically Bill's calling it hijack menus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand, Bill, but there's lawsuits out there right now in doing that. We are not doing that. Yeah. We do not get the menu from the restaurant until they have paid us the activation fee. Then the restaurant team, the menu team, we get the menu, we convert it to a CSV, we load it. The restaurant has to approve it before we turn it live. Just
so you know, we could go buy a menu list of restaurants. I mean, I've been offered, you know, 500,000 of them. You know, and they're, you know, for a small amount of money, and I could have posted them up. And we decided a long time ago not to do that. This is before the lawsuits came, because I didn't think it was really cool to do. I thought it was kind of, you're bullshitting everybody that you have all these restaurants, and it's not good business practice. We have the restaurants we have online with us, and we'll keep building. Trust me, a year from now, you're going to see this thing catch fire, and you're going to be amazed. And it's all about the business model. And we don't need to ghost, menus and scrape other people's menus or any of that nonsense. Just put the ones we got up. We get 200 to 300 menus here in Nashville up, and then that'll keep building. Maybe eventually get up to 500, 600, 700, whatever it might be. And then, I think that we have the ability to get about 10% of the market of restaurants in every market we go in. So if there's, 5,000, there's actually 9,000 restaurants in Dallas, Fort Worth. So if we had 1,000 restaurants, we'd be really killing it, and there's no reason we can't. So 10% is about the right number. So that's really the way you guys got to look at this. But if I were you, if you really want to make money, go spend a half hour a day, just looking at documents, reading it. If you have a question, send it to support@Trip Delivers. If it's a question about anything, just send it in, cool your jets. Don't expect to get an answer in 10 minutes. But you'll get an answer back, and it'll be the correct answer. I mean, we have somebody here on the chat right now saying, "Oh, call me. I'll give you all the support you need." Well, yeah, you might, but guess what? You might not get the right information. I hate to bust his, pencil right now, but also I'll give you a good one. Meredith did a great job filling out a whole thing explaining the driver benefits.
Except one thing.
No, there's two things. But there are two things. I read through it and I said, "Hey, great job. Except there's two things that are incorrect on here." So those two things will get permeated throughout our system, and they'll be wrong. We have a document in the back office that explains all this stuff. All you got to do is trust the process. Go to marketing tools, go to compensation plan, go here. Tony and I are going to finish up on a couple things on the compensation plan that's going to put more money in people's pockets. Those are the things that Tony really understands how to put together. So you can't just go by, somebody says, "I'll support you," and think that you're going to get the right information. 95% of the time, and I'm not trying to get on this guy, they don't have the right information because they haven't done the right homework to have the right information.
He wants to know, are we going to have an Uber Eats marketplace? We
Yeah,
already
we already
have
have
a
one.
Trip Delivers marketplace.
If you go to Trip Delivers, that is our marketplace. That's where we have restaurant signups. We have all the menus on there. It's all there.
And then we'll load money on drivers' cards like they do. That tells me you have no idea.
Yeah, see,
Please don't answer support questions anymore.
Yeah.
This person, because if you think that's how our business goes,
our business is not like that. So I would invite you to get on trainings. I think we do 2 to 3 trainings a week, Spanish and English. We have hundreds of videos. We have documentation. You need to go read it, what we're all about.
we're not Uber Eats, we're not Postmates, we're not trying to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Victor wants to
Let's
know.
make this our last
Yeah,
question.
do people from other countries can still promote Trip? Not until we get the CAPTCHA up. Unfortunately, we were being hacked. Our OTP, I'm being very honest right now, was being hacked from other countries.
Yeah,
And so we had to turn off the texting for other countries. Right now, we can only do texting in US and Canada. That's protecting us from getting hacked again. So until
we had over 500,000 inquiries overnight one night.
on the same phone
500,000.
number in the UK.
Yeah.
So as soon as we get that CAPTCHA up, we can open that back up for
Yeah.
other countries to be able to go in. But right now, to protect ourselves from getting hacked, we can't.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I think that's about it. I think we said enough about training. It's up to you guys. If you want to have muscle memory, go get trained. Tony, you got anything you want to add?
No, let's go to work. Ready to rock.
William, you got anything?
I think, again, just reiterating the fact that, Nashville is a very wonderful place to be.
Yeah,
There's an opportunity here. And, right after this call, my team and I were going to sit for about maybe 30 minutes, and that's it. We're hitting the streets. We're knocking on doors. As Tony says, everybody needs to know about us. So, yeah, it's really strong here. I'm very glad to be here in Nashville.
thanks, William. Appreciate it. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. you're really a great leader, man. We're just so thankful we got you on the team. And when I read your text this morning, I would just put a smile on my face and, I text you right back. But that to me tells me all about your character and your commitment. And not that I ever would question your commitment after 2.5 years, but
And your loyalty.
yeah.
You should already know, I mean, we think very highly of you, Bob.
Well, thank you.
Deserve a lot, okay? And we want to be the ones responsible for helping you get there, your goal. So you should know that as well.
Thank you. So Tony and I are going to be working on a new promotion. The one ends tomorrow night. We're going to jump off this call. Tony, I'm going to call you in about 30 minutes. I have one call I got to make right now, and then I'll get back to you in about 30 minutes. That's good, bud.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys. Listen, have a great weekend. Knock it out of the park.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Guys, thanks, William.